Fantasy, imagination, dreams, self-compassion, and compassion for others are just some of the traits that the Pisces ascendant is about in the natal chart. If you have this placement, you desperately need alone time, like air to breathe. You need introspection. You need a peaceful environment, and you need to be creatively artistic. I'm going to talk more in depth about the Pisces ascendant in the birth chart in this video. I'm Everett Curdy, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. I film videos on astrology and spirituality. So welcome. If you like this content, like the video, subscribe. I really would appreciate if you would do that. So, getting into this video, what is the Pisces rising all about? Well, Pisces risings prefer to really feel their way through life. They prefer to go with their emotions, go with their feelings, go with their moods, which fluctuate, which ebb and flow. I'm feeling like doing this, so I'm going to do this now. Oh, and I'm feeling this other feeling, and I'm going to go in this direction. So it's a very wishy-washy, very flowing, very adaptable energy that the Pisces rising feels and embodies on a day-to-day basis. So there is a very, very strong quality with them that they really embody where they sort of act from their feelings, act from their intuition, act and go in the direction that their heart is, having them go towards. So they are all about following their heart, following what their soul is calling to go and do. They can be very dreamy. There's a dreaminess, there's an imaginativeness. They can be in their minds, and at the low level, they can want to escape reality because they're overwhelmed and feel negatively drained by the harshness of reality. And they escape to their imagination, they escape to their heads, they escape into their dreams. Their challenge is to blend the world of imagination and reality to not get so caught in the imagination, but to also spend a lot of their attention on reality as well. So they need to ground and come back to reality as much as they can. They are very sensitive and very, very empathetic. They can really feel other people's feelings like they're their own. They can feel emotions very, very deeply, and they can really empathize with what that person's going through, what that person's experiencing. Say that person broke a leg, and the Pisces person feels like they themselves broke that leg. Or say their relationship ended in a messy divorce, then the Pisces rising person in that situation would feel that person's feelings of betrayal, sadness, grief, all those kind of things. So they're very, very aware of the feelings of others, and they feel them like their own. Now, they're very sensitive people. And this can be very positive because it can make them very emotionally and artistically creative, but it can also have some negative effects to it. Pisces rising people can carry this quality of being non-judgmental, open-hearted, open-minded, unconditionally loving, compassionate. This is what they carry. They're known for their idealism. They can be very, very idealistic in nature. And so they're drawn in this lifetime to what is not real, to what is not physical, to what is intangible, to what is mystical. Um, they're very drawn to the artistic, arenas of life and the magical areas of life. So, they're really, really drawn to all these things very equally. There is an innocent quality to Pisces risings. There's just that innocence there. They can be shy and reserved when they're young. Those are two possibilities with this. They can also be quite creative, really. being able to dance, paint, sing, whatever the creative field might be, they can really utilize it very well because Pisces is a very, very emotionally creative energy. And so your intuition gives you a lot of information and a lot of insights and is a very, very top value and priority for you in your life. So you can really turn to your intuition for a lot of things in your life. The world can exhaust and drain Pisces rising, so they escape into their imagination. They escape into their dreams. They need alone time. They absolutely need time to reflect, time to replenish their energy, time to go within, time to recharge their batteries. Self-care, quiet time, recharging their mind, grounding themselves, getting them back into a state of wholeness and abundance is really what they need in this lifetime on a soul level. A negative trait for Pisces risings is that they can show passive aggressiveness. They can really, really be passive aggressive at the low level, where they're moving into these ripsums in the denier regions. And they're really, really making it very much so that they can be passive but aggressive. Pisces risings also do not perform well under pressure. They need a lot of time, they need a lot of space to take up, that kind of thing. Stress causes anxiety to them. They are drawn to the abstract in this lifetime. Um, and so anything creative is a good avenue, especially for a career to consider if you're a Pisces rising. So dance, theater, music, all those kind of things are good art. Those kind of things are very, very good for Pisces risings. On a soul level, they want to become one with something greater, something much bigger than them, like, connecting to God or connecting to, the universe. They want to connect with something much greater than them and feel this very, very strong connection to a higher power, to somebody else, that kind of thing. And so they can be intuitive, or psychic at the same time. They need to focus on what they can do that aligns with their needs, their desires, instead of getting caught up in the desires and needs of other people, focusing on themselves as well. They need to bring it back into themselves. They need to not forget about the importance of developing their identity. Pisces is the two fishes going in opposite directions. There's a conflicting, flowing quality to them. So they need to listen to their inner voice in this lifetime. And so others turn to you for support, for you to give them the motivations and feelings that they need to integrate and that they need to know. But at the low level, people can take advantage of you or manipulate you on emotional levels because they know you're going to give in because of your compassionate, understanding nature. So it's very, very important to have healthy boundaries, to have healthy discernment of what relationships are draining your energy in that kind of way, and what relationships are the people genuinely wanting help and they're not abusing you in that kind of in emotional, intellectual ways. And so they're very tolerant and accepting of a lot of things in their life. They're deeply spiritual or religious. They deeply know on a soul level how everyone and everything is interconnected, how we're all interconnected, how we're all, together in this divine masquerade of light and love in this life. They need a peaceful environment and alone time. It's very, very important that their environment is beautiful, that their environment is peaceful, harmonious, soft, gentle environment. That's what they need. They cannot bear it when any creature or any human suffers. They hate that. They really, really deeply empathize with the suffering and pain of other people and creatures in the world. Um, And so they become very, very distraught and upset when others are hurt physically or emotionally hurt. And so this is really all about blending the unseen realms with the um the real realms, the real worlds, to create something and manifest a dream in their reality. So that's how they can come together. They can take their imagination and take reality and put them together and manifest what their dream is to make that a tangible thing instead of only having it be in the dream state. And so they need stable and reliable partnerships, especially a pragmatic or a practical partner in relationships. That's what they need. At the low level, they can also fall prey to being victims also. Um, when it comes to this, it's all about finding themselves in situations with people that are not good for them. They need to really, really draw boundaries. They need to really be discerning about this kind of thing. And staying in touch with reality can be very challenging, but as I said before, they need to stay as much in touch with it as they possibly can. They're prone to anxiety and overthinking. In relationships, they can be quite romantic. They want to be loved unconditionally, and they give unconditional love in return. And so, they're very fantasy based, and they're highly imaginative people. Powerful healers. They're very, very powerful healers. They prefer the other person in the relationship to deal with the details of reality rather than themselves. They're strong, they have strong physical constitutions. They're very good at going with the flow. They're all about going with the flow, surrendering to the flow, life on life's terms, going wherever the universe steers them to go in. They can be directionless but gentle. They can be vague at the low level. They come across as artists and they're very, very peaceful people. They have really, really huge open minds and hearts. That's their strong suit. They can be quite inconsistent at the low level. They come across as soft-hearted. They see the world very subjectively. They need emotional freedom. They can be quite restless. They want to avoid cold and harsh realities. Now let's talk about the Pisces rising physical appearance for a moment. It's a very, very spiritual appearance, a very ethereal appearance. They may wear very vividly colored out. They may have a heart-shaped face with a pointed and strong jaw. They might have bright and dreamy eyes. They have maybe a lighter skin tone than others. And they can be medium in height. So that is what I have on the Ascendant in Pisces and the natal birth chart. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.